Welcome to this taster session for discovering and developing your authentic creativity. My name is Alicia, and I am a creativity researcher and teacher. I help people overcome their barriers and discover and develop their authentic creativity. The point of developing your creativity is really to apply it in your life so that you will have a more fulfilling life. This is the introductory module and the taster session of the full course, Discovering and Developing Your Authentic Creativity. You will need a notebook for this course, so that's the image there for you. Even for the short version, you may prefer something that is lined and unlined so you can draw and doodle and also write. But whatever is handy at the moment, just go and get something, even if it's a few sheets of paper, so that you can make some notes and you can actually get something from this free short version. So at any point, freeze the video to complete the various tasks coming up. And this is the reason you need a notebook: thinking and writing. What happens with your ideas? Do you ever think that you want to be creative, but then you stop yourself based on your doubts? Do you ever think you are not creative based on what someone once said? Do you ever think you're not creative as you didn't study anything specifically creative? Think about it carefully. Write the answers in your notebook. As I said, pause the video at any moment to write something if you need to. What do you want to be doing that you are not doing? Why are you not doing it? Is it because of barriers, self-doubt? How can you overcome your creative barriers or blocks? Any ideas? Write them down. On this course, you will learn how to identify your barriers to creativity or your creative blocks, how to overcome your barriers to creativity or your creative blocks, how to spark your creativity in various domains, and how to think more creatively. Developing your creative thinking helps you solve problems and perform creatively within various domains within your life. The roots of the barriers. Identify the roots to the barriers to creativity or blocks to your creativity. What are they? Are they negative past experiences, childhood trauma, perfectionism, fear of failure? What are yours in particular? Think about it. Write it down in your notebook. It might be self-doubt, lack of confidence, negative self-beliefs. Where do they come from? Why do you have these blocks? What makes you doubt yourself? Is it because of your mental health, anxiety, depression, depleted energy levels, stress, society's expectations? In the process of overcoming them, we will look at Eric Morris's A Second Chance at Life, as well as The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. Overcome your self-doubt. Defeat your inner critic. Deal with the demons, all those who made you doubt yourself. Rewrite your story. You have agency. It is your story. And this is based on Eric Morris's teaching in A Second Chance at Life. So let's look at the word authenticity. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Choosing authenticity means to be imperfect and allow yourself to be vulnerable. This is a quote from Brené Brown. So here's a quote by John Cleese about creativity. So we've looked at authenticity and now we're looking at creativity. But this quote, although it's long, is really insightful. Nothing will stop you being creative so effectively as the fear of making a mistake. Creativity is not a talent, it's a way of operating, an ability to play. To play is to experiment. What happens if I do this? What would happen if we did that? What if? The very essence of playfulness is an openness to anything that may happen, a feeling that whatever happens, it's okay. So you cannot be playful if you're frightened that moving in some direction will be wrong, something you shouldn't have done. You are either free to play or you're not. So the best way to get the confidence to do that is to know that while you're being creative, nothing is wrong. Creative process. So there you see a notebook. Ernest Hemingway said, the first draft of anything is shit. Hemingway would apparently sit down to write each day and warm up during the first 2 pages. He believed in 2 crappy pages a day. You must be willing to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to try and fail. Then gratitude. The essence of all beautiful art, all great art, is gratitude. There's a Nietzsche quote for you. What are the things you are grateful for right now? Write them down in your notebook. At least 3. But there are many more than 3. Go on. Creativity is accepting our gifts with gratitude. Creativity is how we accept our gifts with gratitude. So once you start thinking about it like that, it changes your perspective completely. It eliminates the need for perfection. Learn from your gifts, make them part of you, and then gift them to others. By giving and receiving, we create harmony and balance. Being creative is opening ourselves up to the universe, receiving everything it has to offer us. Stop chasing perfectionism. Think about using your creativity as giving a gift to someone, sharing your gifts. A candle never loses any of its light while lighting up another candle. Rumi. So Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet. I love Rumi's writing. I find it hugely inspiring. And this obviously then speaks about the fact that your creativity can also be seen as you sharing or passing on the light within you to others. Then feed your creativity every day. What does that mean? It could mean making your home, creating your garden. It could mean driving a different way home from work, watching the sunset, going for a walk. Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way, changed my life. She recommends using the morning pages to force yourself to be creative. Give yourself half an hour each morning to just journal and work on your creative ideas. She also advocates ideas about taking yourself on an artist date. This book is another resource for this course. Now, how do you think you can feed your creativity? Think about it. Write it down in your notebook. What inspires you? Is it nature, talking to creatives, experiencing art, traveling? Think about it. Write it down so you know what to do and where to go. Look in unlikely places. Always carry a notebook. Broaden your horizons. David Lynch says, I love dream logic. I just like the way dreams go. But I get more ideas from music or from just walking around. Then, get into the flow. Don't fight it. Allow yourself to fail. And if it's a big project, break it down into manageable chunks. Embrace the willingness to play. So what you see there is actually a photo of some of my students doing an improvisation. So to get back to what John Cleese said, play. So think about informal practices. Be aware of whatever is there when doing mundane tasks like showering, for example. Focusing on the experience and the moment. And that is, of course, mindfulness. Think about your bodily sensations. Breathing roots you in the present. And again, that's going in the direction of meditation. Be present and curious. Be open and without judgment. We often don't have the luxury to wait for inspiration to come. I mean, you must be a really lucky person to have enough money and wealth to just wait for inspiration to come. So most people don't. Agatha Christie said that the best time for planning a book is while you're doing the dishes. Now, mundane tasks like washing the dishes can stimulate the mind and ignite a writer's imagination. By immersing yourself in a simple, repetitive task, your mind is freed from just distractions and allowed to wander freely. And that facilitates the planning process for your art. To me, what I find is because I swim for 40 minutes to an hour at a time and underwater, wild swimming is what I do. So I really find that apart from that it's therapeutic, I also find it a time to come up with creative ideas and also to solve some problems in my head. So what you could be doing is some activity like washing the dishes and let your mind wander and then sit down and write the ideas in your notebook. Remember, be kind to yourself. Don't judge. You are doing this creative thing because it's meant to be fun. Perfectionism is based in fear. Let that go. It's often the imperfect that is the most interesting. Do you have any special techniques for overcoming creative blocks? Share them in the chat below. Expression is the opposite of depression. That's a quote by Edith Eger. So, expressing ourselves is very positive to our mental health. Creativity improves our mental health. And that photo that you see there is of the Owl House in New Bethesda, South Africa. It's Helen Martin's work. If you look at her story, you will understand how art was escapism and even survival for her. By stimulating your creativity, you will be a creative thinker, which makes you a problem solver. In this way, you can apply these skills in your job, whatever the industry. Creative thinking helps individuals solve problems and perform creatively within various domains. Creative individuals possess creative problem-solving abilities. So when you have creative self-belief, creative confidence, you have the ability to transfer your creative skills to different domains. Confidence in your creative ability is a strong predictor of your creative performance. So that's what many people need. Simply the confidence to play, and then to know that the result of their experiment, their art, is of value. But remember, as I said, that art could be something very non-traditional, like farming or being a teacher. Here you have 3 testimonials from people I worked with. Ranga, who says, I have no words to say how grateful I am for everything you've done. I did not think I had it in me to start all over again. I did that solely because you pushed me. Thank you for believing in me and supporting me throughout. Siobhan, who said, you inspired me and believed in me and my ability to do this project when I didn't know I could. And Luke, thank you, Alicia. I'm honestly so thankful and grateful. Your support helped me make a fantastic piece. I couldn't have done it without your help and guidance. Then you have Halima. Thank you, Alicia, for being my mentor since day one of my teaching career. Working with you has been an amazing experience for me, and most importantly, your guidance has helped me grow into a confident teacher. And Rob, me and Aaron wrote the song about our grandparents, and I want to thank you as you helped me with my songwriting techniques. And this is testament to how good my songwriting is now. And then Amanda, Alicia's knowledge of creative process as a performer and her academic experience gives her a perspective that leans towards the artist but allows room for in-depth academic rigor. She has a clear understanding of what it is to live a creative life. And then, do you want more of this training? Comment #more below, send me a message or email me at aliciaupstairs.com. I hope you enjoyed this session and you got something out of it to think about.